I used to feel miserable, just like I was suffocating.
I'm tired all the time. I have no energy.
I couldn't cope, you know?
And I just feel really trapped.
Whoever we are, whatever our background, whatever our circumstances, any one of us can suffer from anxiety and depression. They are extremely common problems. 1 in every 5 people suffers from them every year.
You know, I never thought of myself as being somebody who had any kind of mental problems or anything like that.
The good news is that there are things we can do to feel better and stay better through life's ups and downs. This introduction is the first step to Beating the Blues. Beating the Blues is a self-help program for depression and anxiety. It's based on cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT for short. Anxiety and depression can change the way people think and the things they do. For example, they may have negative thoughts, avoid certain situations, and stop doing enjoyable things. This in turn makes them feel even more anxious and depressed, and so a vicious cycle is set up. CBT breaks this cycle by helping people to change negative thinking and behavior. It's proved to be just as effective as drugs in treating anxiety and depression, and even more effective in stopping the problems reoccurring.
I definitely feel like I'm more in control of a lot of the situations that I'm in, so that's a lot better now.
Anxiety and depression often go hand in hand, but they can also occur separately. Depression has many different meanings. It's far more than just feeling down. It affects the way we think, how we feel, what we do or don't do.
I haven't cleaned the house. I just sit there and look at it and don't do anything about it.
The symptoms are often very distressing, but depression can be successfully treated, and Beating the Blues will help overcome it. People use a number of different words for anxiety. A certain level of stress or anxiety is perfectly normal, but it becomes a problem when it stops us doing the things we want to do.
My hands would be getting all sweaty and my heart would be thumping, and I don't know, sometimes my mind would just go completely blank.
Beating the Blues will tell you more about what causes anxiety and what you can do to overcome it. By practicing the techniques demonstrated in the program, thousands of people have been able to control their depression and anxiety symptoms. It improves how people feel, even if they are already taking medication for their depression or anxiety. The therapy consists of 8 sessions, 1 a week. It will help you learn some new ways of coping with your specific problems.
Been the behavioral changes that have really been helpful, and they've really had a positive effect on my life.
You should complete all 8 sessions, even if you start to feel better. Doing all of them will give you some skills that will help you in the future, if you ever start to feel down or anxious. Your doctor or whoever is helping you with the program will get a progress report after each session, but otherwise they are completely confidential. You choose your own password so that only you can see what you've done in the program. There are projects for you to carry out between sessions. These are really important because research has shown that people who do the weekly projects get 3 times as much benefit from the therapy. CBT is not a magic cure. The more you put into the program, the more you'll get out of it. Throughout the program, we follow a number of people suffering from anxiety and depression. Their stories show how CBT helps them to get better and, most importantly, stay better.
I just found it really difficult,
Through Bob's story, we see how he coped with depression and anxiety created by difficulties at work.
It just sort of gave me the confidence to recognize my own feelings and understand where these feelings are coming from.
Rosa tackled depression triggered by grief.
I now can have a decent night's sleep. My house is nice and clean, as it used to be. I go to the senior center once, sometimes twice a week. I visit with all my old friends.
Lena learned to face her fears following a car crash.
6 months ago, I couldn't even sit inside the car. Just the thought of driving made me anxious and nervous. But I'm sitting inside the car now, and I'm driving.
Through Elaine, we learn the techniques that can help combat depression and help her take control of her life.
I told you, stop it.
I don't feel so desperate anymore and like I'm gonna fly off the handle at any moment. So when I do lose my temper, I know how to deal with it now, so I don't feel so hurt or angry. I just feel a lot calmer.
And Carl dealt with depression caused by feeling overwhelmed at work.
It helped me understand that the way I behave affects the way I feel. And if I change what I do, it'll change the way I feel about life.
Whether you have similar problems to these people or different kinds of experiences and symptoms, beating the blues will help you to manage them.
You can see the people who had also tried it. You can look at the situations they were in, what they did, and realize there's a lot of people out there going through the same things you're going through.
Beating the blues can help you in many ways. The next step is to do your first therapy session. This will focus on your specific symptoms. You will set yourself goals and learn some techniques to start tackling your problems.
Beating the blues provided me with the tools, and you said it right. It provided me with the tools I needed to overcome the feelings I have, the depression, the anxiety, and whenever I do feel like I'm going back to that again, I just go back to my training that I did with beating the blues.
By deciding to use beating the blues, you are taking the first step towards changing the way you think about your life for the better.
Obviously, things aren't perfect, but I think that with the program, I'm now able to cope.
I feel like a different person. I'm out and about. I really feel that the therapy has really helped me.
I definitely feel better. I feel a lot calmer now. So I feel like I'm more in control of things that are happening in my life. So I like that.